Hello students, a very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to Gradeup, India's largest online education platform. My name is Navin Iyer and I'm here today once again with another session from Gradeup which is based on article usage. We'll be asking a few questions based on article usage and I want you people to answer. Can you see me? I hope I'm visible and audible to you all. Yes, a very good afternoon. I can see a lot of people have joined in already, guys. Okay, I hope you people are doing well, doing fine, staying at home, staying healthy. Okay, be as safe as possible, be hygienic, eat healthy food, very, very important. There is a saying in English which says health is wealth. If you are healthy, that's the biggest wealth you can have. All right. So today's session is based on articles, guys. We will be attempting a few questions based on articles and then we will go on and I would like you to answer the questions and then we'll discuss the concepts. Okay. So please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. For people who are new, please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon for notifications about such sessions in the future as well. All right, guys. So share the maximum with your friends. For people who are law exam aspirants, just share it with them. They will actually benefit from such sessions. Now, before I start, guys, there is a quick surprise for you. Okay, the surprise is there is a super chat with Karthik Aryan, which he will be live on the August 13, on the 13th of August at 7 p.m. Do not miss it. Okay, that's the surprise for you. What he will be discussing there is a surprise. Okay, so I would like you people to tune in on the 13th of August at 7 p.m. and there is a big surprise waiting for you all. Okay, you can also participate in the lucky draw and win prizes worth 25 lakhs. So imagine. All right, the more you play, the more you win. Register now for free. You have description in the link box below. In the box below, you have got the description. Just click on the description and register now for free. It's absolutely free. No charges for that. Right, guys? So that's the biggest surprise. So hold on to your breaths. That's the surprise. We'll see what is in hold on the 13th of August at 7 p.m. Right. So let's start the session today, guys. The first question goes here. It says in the sentence, identify the segment which contains grammatical error. Okay, which of these parts has a grammatical error? That's what you have to identify. It says little knowledge of grammar that he possessed proved to be a boon for him when he was helpless in facing a competitive exam. Tell me in this sentence which part of the sentence has an error. In A, little knowledge of grammar. B says to be a boon for him. C says he was helpless in facing a competitive exam. D says that he possessed proved when. So you get such questions, okay, that could be incorporated in the passage as well in your exams. The sentence is divided into 4 parts. You have to see which part of the sentence has a grammatical error. Right, guys? So tell me which part do you think? I would like you people to answer and then I'll discuss the concepts, guys. Okay? Probably, I guess 10 seconds should be sufficient for you to answer. 10, probably 15 seconds at the max. Just answer and then we will move on. Okay. Yes, let me tell you, here it says, little knowledge of grammar that he possessed proved to be a boon for him. Boon is a kind of an advantage or a blessing, you could say. Boon is basically a blessing. Was a blessing for him when he was helpless and facing a competitive exam. He had some knowledge of grammar. Now, let me tell you guys, what's the difference? Do you know the difference between little and few? The basic difference between little and few. The basic difference is little is used for uncountable nouns. I take it as UN. Few is used for countable nouns. I write CN here. So little is for uncountable nouns and few is for countable nouns. Okay. If I'm talking about students, I can say there are a few students in the class. I cannot say there are a little students in the class. That's wrong. But if I talk about uncountable nouns, suppose I'm referring to water or milk, I can say there is a little water in the bottle. Okay. So that is for uncountable noun, little for uncountable nouns, few for countable nouns. Now here there is one more concept. Little you already know for uncountable noun. What's the difference between little and a little? Now understand the basic difference between little and a little is used in a negative sense. Almost something is empty, almost empty. That's when you use little. But there is something there, you use a little. A little is generally positive. If I'm talking about something, okay, that is a little. If I'm talking about almost something is empty, I say little. Let's consider the scale here, guys. Suppose here, this is a scale. This is the maximum point and this is the minimum point, suppose. Towards emptiness, I'll say little. And if something is below half, it is a little. Like suppose I consider a bottle. Suppose, imagine I have a bottle of water. If the water is almost empty, I just have some little bit of water in the bottle, I'll say there is little water in the bottle without the article a. But if I have the water, the level of which is below the halfway mark, I'll say there is a little water in the bottle. A little water in the bottle. If it is below the halfway mark. If it's almost empty, I'll say there is little water in the bottle. So a little is generally positive and little is generally negative. If you want to consider this in Hindi, if you want to understand this in Hindi, a little means kuch ya thoda. A little means kuch ya thoda and little means nahi ke barabar. Little means nahi ke barabar. Now let's look at this particular question. It says little knowledge of grammar. Almost nil, almost nahi ke barabar knowledge of grammar that he possessed proved to be a boon for him when he was helpless. If it proved to be a blessing, he did not have almost nil knowledge. No, I'm not referring to that. It should be a little knowledge of grammar. So error is in this part of the sentence. I'll select A as the answer. So A is the correct answer for this one. Okay, whosoever said A was absolutely right. Okay. Even I don't know, Swati Pandey, what's the meaning of Binod. I'm clueless. I don't follow the internet or social media much. All right, let's move on to the next question here, guys. Okay, the correct answer was A. Whosoever said A, well done. Next question goes, says these orders of the captain may put the lives on 10,000 soldiers in a danger. Tell me which part of the sentence has an error here. So you can say boon for him also, not a problem at all. You can also say boon for him, no problem at all. Give me the answer to this question, and then I'll discuss it. Right. It says these orders of the captain. Here the article usage is appropriate, no problem at all. May put the lives, here also it's absolutely right, of 10,000 soldiers in a danger. Now let me tell you, danger is what? Danger is basically an uncountable noun. Danger is uncountable noun. And whenever you write the article a and an, whenever you use the article a or an before a noun, it actually refers to one unit. Okay, if I say I have a car, how many cars do you have? One. Okay, I had an apple for breakfast. How many apples did I have? Just one. How do you know that I had just one? By the help of the article a or an. So if danger is an uncountable noun, how can you say a danger? How can you say a or an danger? Not at all. You cannot. So you remove. There is an omission of the article there. So the error should be in part C. Whosoever guessed part C or knew that the error was in part C, well done, guys. C is the correct answer for this one. Wonderful. Okay, let's move on to the next question, guys. Question number 3 says, having returned from the jail, he killed a number of innocent people and pushed many criminal activities. Okay, tell me which part of the sentence has an error. Again, I give you 15 seconds to do this, and then I'll discuss the concept here. Yeah, in danger. You cannot say in a danger. Absolutely. Guys, tell me which part of this sentence has an error. Right, 15 seconds over. Let me discuss this for you. Guys, there's a concept, let me tell you again. This is a concept based on articles. Some of you might be aware of this concept, but most of you might probably not be aware of this concept. I'm talking about article, and I'm talking about the article the and the omission of the article the. Suppose there is a boy in your neighborhood, okay? He lives across your house and he's going somewhere. You ask him, where are you going? He says, I am going to school. He just says, I'm going to school. He does not use any article before the word school. So you shouldn't have the question in your mind, why? Okay, you cannot have the question in your mind, why are you going to school? This is obvious. The rule says whenever you do not use the article the before a place, the sentence will serve the primary purpose of going to that place. So if he says, I'm going to school, it's obvious that he is going to study. He's going to school to study, because the primary purpose of going to a school is to study. So that's the reason there is no article written before school. But if he says, I am going to the school, there should be some other purpose apart from the primary purpose. He would say, I'm going to the school to meet my friends. Now, meeting your friends is not a primary purpose. Probably you have already passed from school. You're going back to the school for a kind of a get together, okay, with your childhood friends, okay. So that's when you use the article the, because here it's not serving the primary purpose. Here I'm not referring to the primary purpose. Okay, so suppose you call your friend. You ask him, where are you? He says, I'm in hospital. He does not use the article the before hospital. He simply says, I'm in hospital. What would you understand? It actually means that he is there for treatment. That's the primary purpose over there. All right. But if he says, I am in the hospital, this actually means that he is in the hospital for a different purpose, apart from the primary purpose. Okay. But if your friend is a doctor, he's not there for treatment. He's going there for giving treatment. So a doctor going to a hospital, the primary purpose will be to look after the patients. But a general person going to the hospital, the primary purpose will be to take a treatment. So that's how you have to understand the sentence. Now look here, I'm not talking about a police here, I'm talking about a criminal. That's the reason it says, having returned from the jail, he killed a number of innocent people and pushed many criminal activities. By the understanding the sentence, I can actually figure out that I'm referring to a criminal who was in jail as a punishment, and then after coming back he killed many innocent people and pushed many criminal activities. Pushing many criminal activities means involving oneself in criminal activities. That is, pushed many criminal activities. So here the primary purpose of jail is being served. What is the primary purpose? Why do people go to jail? Just to get a punishment. They are locked up there. So the is not needed in this particular sentence. You simply say, having returned from jail. You cannot say the. Okay, so if someone says, I'm going to jail, it would mean that he's going there to get locked up. So that's when he's going to jail. But if he says him, I'm going to the jail, which means he's going to some for some other purpose, probably to meet someone, or probably his father or one of his relatives might be posted in the jail. Any other, if you're referring to any other purpose apart from the primary, you will not write, you will write the. If you're referring to the primary purpose, the article is not needed at all. Okay, so I hope you understood the concept. Error is in part A. Whoever said A was absolutely right. Okay, next question goes, there was little cold drink in the bottle and she gave it to her friend. Okay, there was little cold drink in the bottle and she gave it to her friend. Tell me which part of the sentence has an error. Okay, guys, this concept has already been discussed. Okay, time up. I just discussed it a couple of questions ago, if you remember. If I said there was little cold drink in the bottle and she gave it to her friend, little means nahi ke barabar, almost empty. If there was little cold drink, if it was almost empty, why would she give it to her friend? No one can drink it because there is no cold drink in the bottle, almost nil. So you cannot say there was little cold drink, there was a little. A little means probably a couple of, a little means some, below half. Okay, so there was a little cold drink in the bottle, so she gave it to her and she gave it to her friend. So you have to write the article a before little. The error is in part A. Whoever said A was absolutely right for this one. Okay, next question goes. Question number 5. Amit Shah leads a very busy life, so he goes everywhere by a car. Tell me which part of the sentence has an error. Pretty easy one, you should be able to do it. Guys, let me tell you, if you have regular reading habits, guys, you don't need the concepts at all. Okay, to some extent, you might need the concepts, but mostly you can just read the sentence and figure out that the error lies in this part of the sentence. But for that, you should actually have serious reading habits. Okay, inculcate them. If you're not used to reading, you should inculcate them. Very, very important. Okay, these days, due to technology and internet and everything, most of the people actually while away their times spending in Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and all kinds of stuff, but they hardly find any time to read. Okay, reading will actually enhance your knowledge to great extent. Okay, knowledge is power. Remember that. Okay, ultimately, what knowledge is what will take you miles. You will make you successful, not degrees. Degrees are important, I understand, but if you have good knowledge, I'm sure you won't be unemployed. You can actually get anywhere or the other for sure. Okay, remember this. Okay, the error is in part C for this one. Absolutely, guys. The error was given for this one. Yes, I know that. Okay, Amit Shah leads a very busy life, so he goes everywhere by a car. I cannot say a car. I simply say by car. Absolutely. All right, now let me tell you, whenever you talk about preposition of transport and you talk about general transport, now here I'm talking about he goes by car everywhere he goes. So I don't say a car. I cannot even say the car because I'm not referring to a specific car. In the general sense, whenever you speak about a transport, you do not write any article before that. Okay, so you a or an or the is not written in this particular sentence. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question 6 says, my friend who is a biographer is better of the two writers in this city. Tell me which part of the sentence has an error. Guys, do you know there are articles can be classified into two types. One is indefinite article, and indefinite articles are a and an, and the other is definite article. Definite article is the. Now, if you know the meaning of indefinite and definite, you'll be able to differentiate between the two. If you are referring to something which is indefinite, something which is not specific, you generally use a or an. If you are referring to something specific or definite, you use the article the. Now, let me tell you, time up, let's discuss this particular question. It says, my friend who is a biographer is the better. Because I'm referring to a specific friend who is a biographer, so that's the reason you say he's the better of the two writers in the city. Who is the better? Your friend is the better one. So I'm referring to that specific friend of yours. So I use the article the before the better. So whosoever said B has an error. B part, absolutely, you were absolutely right for this one. B is the correct answer for this. All right, question number 7, guys. Look carefully. It says he has given me a lot. Sorry, he has given me a lot of documents to read before the presentation tomorrow. Tell me which part of the sentence has an error here. It's not necessary to use than whenever you have comparative degree, Nidhi. Let me know that whenever there are two entities, you generally use comparative degree. It's understood there is a comparison. It's not necessary to put a than. But let me tell you, if there is a than in a sentence, if you have than, then you put the comparative degree. It's the other way around, not this way. Okay. It's not necessary that whenever you have comparative degree, you have to put than. No. Okay. So here the error should be he has given me lot of documents. You cannot say lot of, but you say a lot of. Always remember the usage will be either a lot of or you simply say lots of. Okay, you can only use either of these two like adjectives. But a lot can also be used as an adverb. Okay, like I say, we laughed a lot. When you say we laughed a lot here is actually acting like an adverb. So a lot of, if you write a lot of, it can be written as adjective. But if you remove of, it can also be used as an adverb. We laughed a lot. But lots of is only used as an adjective. Now, what is the basic difference? When you talk about a lot of, you're referring to a specific lot. When I say lots of, I'm referring to different lots, probably groups of lots. Okay, so that's when you write it. So you either say he has given me a lot of documents. I can also say in place of a lot, I can also say he gave me lots of documents to read. Both are absolutely right. But if you say lot, you cannot say a lots. If you put a, you have to remove s. If you do not put a, you can say lots. Lots of. Okay, remember this. Very important concept. So error is in part B. You have to put the article a before lot. So whoever said B was absolutely right. Well done. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 8. Judge in him prevailed upon the father and he sentenced his son to death. Tell me which part of the sentence has an error. Thank you, Shwetan Mishra. Okay, were you able to identify which part of the sentence has an error? Okay. Let me tell you guys, whenever I'm referring to a quality or an aspect of someone, we usually use the article the. Suppose I say, cricketer in me couldn't stop itself from playing. If I see a few kids playing cricket, I say cricketer in me couldn't stop itself from playing. So the cricket, I'm talking about the aspect inside me. I'm talking about the aspect inside me. So I would say the cricketer or the cricketer. Why? Because I'm talking about the aspect of quality. The cricketer in me couldn't stop itself from playing. Similarly, judge in him prevailed upon. Prevailed means dominated. Judge in him prevailed upon the father, and he sentenced his son to death. Okay, so it was his son, but actually when he was actually a judge as well, he was a father as well. But the aspect of being a judge actually prevailed upon him, which means the characteristic of a judge actually took over the quality of being a father, that dominated upon him. So it says the judge in him. You'll simply say the judge in him prevailed upon the father and he sentenced his son to death. So error is in A part. Okay, before judge, you simply say the article, write the article the. Wonderful. Next question, guys. Next question goes, error was in part A for this one. Question number 9. It says the young soldier was taken to the hospital because he had been wounded seriously on the battlefield. Okay, pretty easy question. Give me your answers. 15 seconds. Time starts now. No, when I'm talking about the cricketer Vanshika Mathur, when I talk about the cricketer, it's an aspect inside me. It's a quality or the part of me playing a cricketer. That's the reason I've used itself there. Okay, which part of the sentence has an error? I've already answered your question, Vanshika. There is a bit of lag, okay, whenever I teach. Around whatever I teach comes to you after around like what, 10 seconds or so. So yes, I understand that. All right, for this one, which part of the sentence has an error? The young soldier was taken to the hospital because he had been wounded seriously on the battlefield. Now, he had been wounded seriously, which means why is he in the hospital? Obviously for treatment. And I explained this to you. When you're referring to the primary purpose of a place, you do not use the article the. If you remember the first or the second question, I don't remember. Towards the beginning of the session, I explained this concept to you. I removed the before the hospital because he had been in the hospital for treatment. Okay, for tending to his wounds. So yes, so error is in part B. The should not be written here. Whosoever said B, absolutely right. That's why I keep saying, guys, make mistakes, but do not repeat similar mistakes. When I explained to you the previous concept based on this particular concept, based on the concept of this article, when you're referring to a place, when you're referring to the primary purpose, you do not use the article the. You should remember that. So I would expect you people to give me the correct answer in this question. Make mistakes, not a problem, but make new mistakes. Don't repeat the same ones. If you're repeating the same mistakes, you won't progress. Trust me. So try and remember these concepts. Very important. Next question. Question number 10. You cannot judge the merit of a boy in moment because it always takes a long span of time to deliver conclusion. Tell me which part of the sentence has an error here. Shravani, I've already explained the third question. You have the recorded sessions at your disposal. You can always watch them once the session is over. And then still, if you have any doubts or queries, just type it in the chat box, in the comment section below. And whenever I'm free, I will address your doubts for sure. Also, for people who haven't downloaded the Gradeup app, guys, please download it and follow me on the app. You will be getting notifications about sessions that are being conducted, free sessions that are being conducted on the Gradeup app as well. You get a lot of questions for practice, absolutely free in your app as well. Okay, so I would really recommend you to download and refer the app to as many people as you can. Also, do subscribe to the channel and click the notification icon. Also, share, also like the session if you do. All right. So you cannot judge the merit of a boy in moment. You cannot say in moment, but in a moment. Okay, like you have that idiom. I'm sure you people might know, might be aware of that idiom. Most of you. You cannot judge a book by its cover. It's similar to that. You cannot judge the merit of a boy in a moment. Okay, by knowing him for a moment, you cannot judge a boy. What are the merits? What are the skills or talents he holds? Because it takes a long span of time to deliver conclusion. It takes time to come to a conclusion. Once you know the boy well, only then you can figure out what exactly are his skills or talents or the merit of the boy, right? So error is in this part. It would say a moment. A moment means a second or just a short span of time. So error is in part A. You simply write the article a before moment. Okay. So whosoever said A, they were absolutely correct. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Here you have four options. Okay, now look at the direction. It says select the most appropriate option to substitute the highlighted segment in the given sentence. If no substitution is required, select no improvement. Okay, so the highlighted part here is higher. It's not highlighted here. I'll underline that for you so that you can figure out the answers. Okay, it says the greater the demand, higher the price. The greater the demand, higher the price. In place of higher, would you put high? Would you put the high? Would you put the higher? Or would you put no improvement? No improvement means as the sentence is written, the sentence itself is correct, no changes are needed. That's what it means. So which option do you select, A, B, C or D? What do you think? So only four more questions left for you. We have 15 questions in total. Okay, so four more questions to go. Okay, I've started getting answers and most of you are absolutely right. Well done. Okay, now let me tell you, the greater the demand, you say the higher the price. Error, sorry, the option which you select should be part C. In place of higher, I say the higher. The rule says whenever you write two comparative degrees, comparative degrees are concepts based on adjectives. Whenever you write two comparatives degree together in a sentence, you should put the article the before them. Like for example, if I say the higher you go, colder it becomes. The higher you go, colder it becomes. So the rule says when you have the higher, which is a comparative degree, you say the colder it becomes. The higher you go, the colder it becomes. Sooner you complete the work. Suppose one more example I'm giving you. Sooner you complete the work, better for you. जितनी जल्दी काम खत्म करोगे उतनी ही तुम्हारे लिए बेहतर होगा. So how would you write it? You say not say sooner you complete the work, better for you. You have to say the sooner you complete the work, the better for you, because you have two comparative degrees mentioned in relation. That's the reason you put the article the before them. Remember, very important kind of concept, you get questions based on this quite many times. All right, next question goes. It says the supervisor has got an extensive to finish writing this his thesis. Tell me which part of the sentence, the highlighted part, which should be the replacement. This is the highlighted part, okay? Tell me A, B, C or D. Which replacement would you suggest? Would you select? If you feel there is no replacement needed, you will take it as no improvement there. All right, guys. So this is the highlighted part. Guys, let me tell you these extensive extension. Now, guys, let me tell you, if you have followed my suffix class, for people who haven't followed my suffix class, let me tell you, there is a session on YouTube. Okay, if you search it, if you simply type in Navin, Iyer, sir, Gradeup and suffix. Okay, in YouTube, you'll get this session. Okay. In the suffix, I've taught you on how to identify a word by looking at the suffixes, whether it's a noun, whether it's an adjective, whether it's an adverb or a verb. Now, let me tell you, when you say extensive, it's ending with IVE. This is basically an adjective. And extension, SION, this is basically a noun. Now, you can figure out that the sentence is incorrect and extensive is wrong because articles are only used for nouns. Articles are used for nouns. But here extensive is what? Adjective. Extensive is adjective. So you can figure out that the question, the highlighted part is incorrect because articles cannot be written for adjectives. Articles can only be written for nouns. So the correct answer for this one is B. You say an extension to finish his thesis. Now there's a difference between the meaning as well. When we come to the meaning of extensive and extension, extensive is something which is in detail. Okay, I have extensively studied the plan, which means I have studied the plan in detail. That is extensive. Or spanning in a very large area, that is extensive. Now, what about extension? Extension is a kind of an extra time being given to you. Okay, I want an extension in paying back my EMI. I want an extension to pay back my EMI. If I've taken a loan and I'm asking for extension from the bank, it basically means that I'm asking for extra time. So here I'm talking about an extra time itself. So the supervisor has got an extension to finish writing his thesis. So error is in part B. Sorry, the part B has to be selected to replace it. Okay. I hope that is clear to you. Let's move on to question number 30. It says a major water pollutant due to the growth of large cities is the sewages. Tell me which is the option you select for this one. Okay, let me give you the highlighted part. This is the highlighted part. A sewage, a sewages, the sewage, or no improvement. Which do you think is correct? It was an excellent narrative. Absolutely, Nidhi Kamath, it is correct. But Nidhi, let me tell you, in your sentence, narrative is being used as a noun. Generally, words ending with IVE are adjectives only. But in your sentence, the narrative is being used as a noun, so the sentence is absolutely right. No problem at all. Okay. So, a major water pollutant due to the growth of large cities is the sewage. You said the sewage. The sewages, you cannot write it in the plural form because sewage is again uncountable. I'm referring to the sewage which actually contributes towards the pollution of water in most cities, in most large cities. So C is the one which you select for the highlighted part. Absolutely right. C is the correct answer for this one. All right. Next question goes. Question number 14. It says he met European lady at the conference who works for an NGO. The entire sentence has to be replaced with either of these four options. A says a European lady who works for an NGO at the conference. Okay. Okay. The highlighted part is from here. Highlighted part is from European lady. So would I say he met a European lady who works for an NGO at the conference? He met an European lady at the conference who works for an NGO. C says he met a European lady who works for an NGO at the conference. Or no improvement. Which do you think should be correct? Okay, guys, look carefully. Guys, you already know that A is used before words starting with consonant sounds, and an is used before words starting with vowel sounds. Now look here, European is actually starting with E, which is a vowel. But when you pronounce the word European, you have the sound of a U, and it feels as if the word is starting with a Y. Whenever you have Y sound, okay, whenever you have Y sound, that is Y in Hindi or Y in English, whenever you have Y sound, Y sound, remember that it is a consonant sound. Y sounds are always consonant sounds, and that's the reason you say a European lady. He met a European lady, so the first is okay. Who works for a NGO, you cannot say a NGO, but because when you say N, the pronunciation is this, N. Okay, so according to the pronunciation, you're getting a vowel sound, that of A. So you say an NGO, you cannot say a NGO, like an MBA student, an SSP. Okay, so whenever you have the vowel sound, you always put an before. So you cannot put A. So the method, according to the method of elimination, I remove A from the option. B says an European lady. Again, B is wrong because I cannot say an European. I have to say a European because Y sound is considered a consonant sound. So C says a European lady, it's okay. Who works for an NGO, it's also okay. At the conference. So C should be the correct answer. Whosoever said C was absolutely right for this one. Okay, let's move on. Last question. It says, if I were you, I would never write such strong worded message. Tell me which. The highlighted part is this. If I were you, I would never write such strong worded message. Such a strong worded message, such a message strong worded, such and strong worded message, or no improvement. Which do you think, which part would replace the highlighted part? Okay, guys, simple logic. Look here carefully. If you say such strong worded, you cannot say message, but you have to say messages. So the highlighted part is itself correct. Either you, incorrect. It's wrong. So do you have any option saying such strong worded messages? You don't have any option saying messages. So that is out of the question. So if I say I can write message. Such a strong worded message, A is absolutely right. Such a message strong worded, the order is incorrect, wrong. Such a strong worded message, such an, it says an. Again, the usage of an is incorrect here. So C is also wrong. The correct answer is A. Whosoever said A was absolutely right for this one. Okay, so questions based on articles, guys. Again, what I told you, that one is the concept you have to remember if you do not have reading habits. But let me tell you, articles can easily be identified, article errors, if you have regular reading habits. Okay, so I hope you loved the session. Do like, share and subscribe. Very important. Also, let me give you a fair idea about the CLAT 2021 course. This is batch 2, guys. Batch 1 is already full. So the batch 2 has been launched from Gradeup by Gradeup. It's a one-year program with day-wise study plan which will help you reach your dream NLU. You will get more than 330 live classes according to the new CLAT pattern and AILET pattern. You also get 7,000 practice questions, mock tests for CLAT, AILET SLAT and MH, CT, BA, LLB. You also get topic-wise quizzes and PDFs for revision. For people who are new, guys, or already people who are subscribed or enrolled, they would know about these. Okay. Full coverage of current affairs and legal knowledge will be given to you. You can start the free trial by clicking on the link in the description box, or in the chat box also you will be getting the links. You can call this number at any point of time if you have any queries regarding to the purchase. Okay, remember that. So this is also there is another course which is CLAT 2020, a 45-day express course. This is a kind of a crash course for people who are aspiring for CLAT 2020. Okay, you get more than 100 live classes in this particular course. That was for 2021, guys. The previous one which I showed you, this is for the 1-year course. Okay, the other course that has been launched by Gradeup is the CLAT 2020, which is a crash course of 45-day express course. You get more than 100 live classes, again according to the latest pattern. You get more than 3,000 practice questions in this one. You get more than 14 mock tests according to CLAT, AILET SLAT and MHCT BLLB. Topic wise quizzes, PDFs for revision, full coverage of current affairs and legal knowledge. But this will be a crash course, so that is tailored accordingly. You can start the free trial again by clicking on the description box, in the link in the description box, and also you can call this number for any purchase related query. Also, for people who joined in late, this is a surprise for you. We have a super chat with Karthik Aryan live on the 13th of August at 7 p.m. So we have a big surprise for you. So do tune in. Will be on YouTube. Okay, the session will be on YouTube. So tune in and participate in the lucky draw, and you can win prizes worth 25 lakhs. So give it a go, guys. I'm sure you have it in you, and you people can win. The more you play, the more you win. You can register now for free. The link is there in the description box. Do it right away. Okay. So with that, we come to the end of the session, guys. I hope you people enjoyed the session. You got to learn a lot. I will be coming up with regular sessions in the future. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the bell notifications about such sessions. Also download the Gradeup app and follow me there. You will be getting questions and quiz sessions, free sessions over there as well. Okay, so do like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching the session, guys. I will see you in the next session. Until then, goodbye, stay safe and take care, everyone. Bye-bye.